Hello, everyone. It's GT time. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us, as always, is our uniquely talented and knowledgeable panel, including Brandon Jones.
How you doing?
Daniel Bloodworth.
Hey, we were right to say good morning last week.
In the super seat this week, Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
And making this all happen in the booth, Ian Hink.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, actually, we got a lot of people telling us that this is their morning show. I thought that was very interesting. We're a morning show
We're the
officially.
commute show, yeah.
Yeah, a commute show. And that's why we got mugs. Brad's got like a travel coffee today.
Dude.
Where'd you pick up coffee today?
Just a gas station, filling up. I was like, I need some
Filling
Joe
up.
right
Dude.
now.
Dude, I got so confused by this stupid ad at a gas station. It was like, buy this cup and get a free fill up. And I'm like, how in the world, how am I going to free fill up just for buying your cup? Like, the cup is way cheaper than the gas. And I finally realized, like, oh, they're talking about the coffee.
The coffee, yeah. I used to do that at 7-Eleven. I bought that cup, that 7-Eleven cup.
Nice.
Yeah.
Went to Disneyland this last weekend. They got like Chewbacca cups.
What?
They got BB-8 cups. So
Dude,
I was like,
what?
I almost replaced the cup.
You almost replaced your chalice that quickly? How good was the
man.
BB-8 cup?
It's real good. Because it's crazy, because until you see the straw, it's like, whoa, where'd you get that awesome BB-8 toy? And it's like, oh, no, it's a plastic. Okay.
Oh, so you're like drinking out of a BB-8.
Yeah, the
Okay.
BB-8, yeah.
I think you made the right call, Brandon.
Ripped the core out of BB-8, killed him, and are sucking his innards out like a husk.
Dude, I read The Art of Star Wars over the weekend, and just J.J. Abrams just had the dumbest drawing of BB-8 on like a little Post-it note that's 2 circles, and it turned out to be exactly what BB-8 is. Like, oh boy, it's inspiring. It's inspiring to like see people who are infinitely more talented than you are. It's crazy. Brad, we have a question. Well, speaking of people who are infinitely more talented than we are, Super C question. You wake up in the body of Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs?
Yes. You don't know how long this is gonna last, Brad.
Is he Puff Daddy now again? Did he go back?
I had to check. I did a little research. He refers to himself as Sean Combs.
Combs.
But he's willing to put Diddy in the middle.
He's willing to.
Yes.
Okay, so it's exactly. Okay.
Brad, you don't know how long this is gonna last. So you want to call up one musical artist to collaborate with. Who do you choose?
Sean Diddy Combs? Mm-hmm. I'd call up Daft Punk.
Okay, cool. Actually, that's a good collabo.
That'd be cool.
So what kind of thing do you think they're gonna collaborate on?
A song? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, Daft Punk, I think, Daft Punk started off as just like around the world, and now they're just like super funky.
I would let Daft Punk do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Then just go over it. Anything they wanted to do. I trust those guys.
Okay, that's a, you know what?
That's just true collaboration.
That's a true collab. Well, not
Let them be themselves.
that's not true collaboration because collaboration would be like, and then I would give them this, and then they would respond to that.
I could
and like,
let them do whatever they want first, then I could do my part.
Yeah.
Then if we wanted to, we can tweak it.
Okay, I feel like honestly, if Diddy called up Daft Punk and said, "Let's make a song together," they would say yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
They seem like
I'd
cool
find that.
robots.
They said yes to Kanye.
Yeah.
That's the first time Sean Combs is brought up on this podcast. There's no question.
I
about
hope
that,
it's not
right?
the last.
It's not the last, absolutely. Okay, let's move on to corrections. Begin corrections music, please. Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked. We got to talk about this because there were so many commenters who are talking about the value of this. It's $30 for 2 years of membership, 20% off all new games, even after 2 weeks, 10% trade-in bonus, 10% off pre-owned games, and my Best Buy points. And also, for a lot of times when you pre-order a game at Best Buy, you get $10 gift cards.
Oh, whoa.
So basically, that's the value. We're all fools for not knowing that Best Buy is the best place to buy video games.
Oh.
That's actually, yeah. That
But
sounds
it's
pretty
physical
good.
media, baby.
Yes, that's true.
That's
it has to be physical
outmoded.
discs.
Love the physical media.
No way.
So is the Amazon thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Physical media is a thing of the past.
Want it on the shelf.
Ian is download only.
Collection.
Officially on the
Download
show.
only.
So you don't like collections, man.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of that clutter.
The
Get rid of some other clutter.
I should.
Butter clutter. The Schwarzenegger classic that Brandon meant to mention is The Sixth Day.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Because that's the day when God created man. That's the whole thing there. The seventh day is the day of rest.
There's probably some horror film called The Seventh Day, though. Seventh Day, bro.
What about napping? No,
I don't even know what that movie's about. I don't think I've seen that movie.
Rest. So
I mean, like a bad horror.
Blood, it's a sick movie because it's like, if you could just create a new body with all the memories that your last body had, like, what is that still you? What's going on here? And so I really, actually, 6 Days is actually a pretty sweet movie.
It's like that thing
Multiplicity's
about
better,
that
but
boat, where like if you replace a board on a boat, is it still the same boat?
No, hold on.
Multiplicity is ridiculous
Multiplicity-
and way too slow. I tried to rewatch it recently.
This is
It
Michael Keaton,
not
right?
Yeah.
That's a better
is
sci-fi
so
movie?
long.
You're saying that is a better sci-fi movie?
I didn't say better sci-fi. I just said better movie. It's just better.
Oh my
Watch it
gosh.
again.
I have a natural love of Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah,
do I.
Me too. I think everyone does.
But
It's
that movie is
inherent in human beings.
long.
I
want a
remember
sequel.
my grandparents laughing like crazy at "She Touched My Pee-Pee," and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so funny."
Your
And I'm like,
grandparents?
yeah, is that really
She
funny?
touched my peppy Steve.
Yeah. Okay. So the first released console game using Unreal Engine 3 was Gears of War, and the first released PC game was Robo Blitz. You can buy new 3DS faceplates in Europe and Australia. AGDQ was of course a whole week, and I said Final Fantasy VII when I meant to say 4. I wrote it in European numerals just so I wouldn't get that wrong again. We have a few clarifications. Many
Dang
people.
it, I almost called you on that one. But then I was like, okay, I must be wrong.
Oh no, it was definitely 4.
I almost was like,
I
wasn't
talked
it
to you.
4?
Yeah, I talked to you about it.
I know it was 4. If you asked
You
me like
just
to draw
said
the
7.
graphics, I would draw 4 for you. But I looked at those numerals and I just, for some reason, 7 came out.
It's
For
got
shame.
that
So-
mind
yeah,
share.
it's on the
It's got
mind.
that Roman numeral mind share.
I got a lot of comments begging for consistency on my comments on Hitman being in pieces, while I still love Ground Zeroes. And a lot of people are like, let's see some consistency, Bossman. So here it is, everyone. Here you go. If Metal Gear Solid 5 was broken up into 8 highly replayable pieces dispersed across 8 months, I promise I would think that was a bad idea. There you go. End corrections music, please.
It's very consistent of you.
Oh my god, it makes me look. It's exactly the same thing. This guy is a hypocrite. Like, oh boy, don't you? I want to start the show off on a positive note. We're not doing that. So yeah, let's talk about news. So weird thing about
Oh, you got graphics again?
graphics are back, baby.
Were people complaining?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's weird is the first week after graphics were back, or
You scrapped them.
no comments. The second week, maybe a couple of people.
Right.
But then,
Oh.
like, the third week, it's just really like, you guys are really lazy. Bring them back. It's like,
Whoa.
oh, I'm trying,
You're
man.
not wrong.
You guys. NPDs are really interesting. They always come out after we record the show. So this news is technically like 7 days old, but I still want to get into it because, yeah, normally we don't talk about NPDs at all. NPDs, of course, is the
Have
research
completely
group.
lost their relevance.
And have completely
Kinda,
lost
yeah.
relevance. Yeah, I still think it's
Yeah, I was
worth.
gonna say, interesting to you.
It's a talking point. It's,
I like
it's
it.
something to launch from. NPDs is a research group who studies retail sales in the U.S. and North America. So
What
basically,
does MPD stand for, Bossman?
national. Nothing beyond that.
National Public Domain.
Okay, I thought it was
A
M.
product, I think, but I don't know for sure what the D is.
Yeah,
Product?
Distribution.
Yeah, probably.
Ian, you could look that up and you could let us know. You guys are lazy. So anyway, monthly they tell us how well games sell in the U.S. So we last month.
How well retail games sell in the U.S.
Yes, exactly. They do not look at online sales at all, which
Yeah.
is an issue that they're acknowledging and might fix in the future, but nobody likes to reveal their digital sales. Anyway, we have our full year. We have the games that sold the best in 2015. I'm going to go through them, and then we'll talk about it. So, I don't know. Let's go in descending order. That might be fun. The 10th best-selling game in the U.S., Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Yep.
That was, of course, 2014's Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Still ranks in 2015. Number 9, Mortal Kombat X. Number
Cool.
8, FIFA 16.
Expected, yep.
Number 7, Minecraft.
Still rocking it.
Still rocking it
Good
at,
gift.
at retail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
But it's better to get if you know the kids into Minecraft, get a Minecraft as opposed to getting them like a gift certificate to Xbox Live or PSN.
While we're here, Brandon, I want you to guess what the best-selling platform for Minecraft is.
Xbox?
Xbox what?
360.
Xbox.
It's
Oh,
360.
360.
It sold better on
Oh, yeah.
360 than any other platform that year.
It's
Yeah.
hand-me-down kid system now.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like
it might be the Call the Kids system.
I mean, you think about it's kind of like taking an iPad and giving it to your kid if they're screaming in the back of the car. I say as a non-parent, but I've spoken to a lot of parents that are like, "Oh yeah, you laugh now, but it's a quick. You just press a button." And
I've seen it.
Problem solved.
I've seen it happen. Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think if they're like, "Wow, my kid isn't screaming for a new gen console because they just keep, they're still playing Minecraft on 360."
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Thank you, Minecraft.
But did you see the what is it? Minecraft, the education version or whatever.
So that was a press release that you got. I didn't check it out. What was that about?
Yeah, so I mean, it was already, I guess, like an unofficial mod or something, but they're making it official now, and so like it's getting implemented into schools and stuff like that. They're working with teachers.
Taking over.
I don't think it's a bad thing. It's probably more educational than Oregon Trail.
Yeah, and like Math Blasters. That's what I remember.
Yeah, Math Blasters.
Word
Absolutely.
Munchers. That's my thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oregon?
Oregon Trail.
Is that Oregon. You say Oregon?
Yeah. I guess I do.
That's like an East Coast Midwest thing. I used to
It really
say
might be.
Oregon.
Oregon.
And
Yeah.
I had to like train myself to say Oregon.
Sounds like a ancient
with
being
bagel.
from space like 5,000 years ago. I am Oregon.
I am Oregon.
The destroyer.
We will stop you, Oregon!
Watch out for that crevasse.
So we're at number 6. We have NBA 2K16.
Wow, that's pretty high. Yeah.
Number 5, another 2014 game, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Forever selling.
Oh yeah.
Lead platform for that one is PS4, so I guess it was because
the
they
new
made and then Xbox One right after that. Yeah. Number 4, Star Wars Battlefront. Lead platform for that, Xbox One.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Probably because they don't count bundle sales.
They do not count bundle sales.
That's
That is also
true.
worth mentioning.
And didn't Xbox get it like a week in advance?
They did?
Yeah.
Well, kind
They're
of.
early access
The
thing,
early
right?
access.
If you had EA access.
Yeah.
So you're not buying the disc a week ahead of time. You are just getting that for free because you have EA access. But yeah, you
still-
want your save file. You want your progress. I see what you're saying, Brandon.
So
Yeah.
Number 3, Fallout 4. Number 2, Madden NFL 16.
that's a little surprising. Madden's had some slump years.
Yeah, it's really good actually for Madden. And then number 1, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Next year's number 10.
Quick question.
Sure.
What did Fallout sell best on?
Good question. Sold best on PS4.
Interesting.
Even though Xbox One has all those exclusive mods that you'll be able to download first.
And they have the bundles though too.
Oh,
Weird
and
situation.
Yeah. So maybe
And
it is the
PC's
bundles.
getting all the mod press and
Yeah.
probably runs the best.
Yes.
Oh, easily runs the
This
best,
list is funny to me because it's just like, I mean, I don't know. It's not a surprise, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, yeah, my tastes just aren't popular.
Oh yeah. So before we dig in, I do want to say something to our international audience who's been like, ugh, Americans. I checked out the European top 5. It is basically the same. FIFA is there instead of Madden, and FIFA is number 1. Call of Duty
okay.
number 2. Yes, and then the other top 5 is all the same.
It's pronounced FIFA.
FIFA. Yeah, you're right. It's called FIFA. I'm not gonna make fun of anyone's accent. I think it's so mad when I do that. So that's our top 10. Top 10 retail games. And so I do want to talk about snubs, which I think are really interesting. Games we did not mention that I think could have been on, if like at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, oh yeah, that'd make top 10 for sure. Metal Gear Solid 5 did not make the top 10.
Yeah.
Despite releasing on 5 different platforms.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Brandon is smugly smiling as if he's like, yeah, I know.
No. I didn't mean to do that.
You did it,
I don't know
dude.
why my face betrayed me. I don't know why I did that.
I saw you do that. You're happy that Metal Gear
face
Solid 5
betrayed
sold
me.
that way.
I think it does have, a lot of baggage to because what you're seeing there is like these are games that kind of cross like even into the most casual players, and Metal Gear, like that's not something you want to pick up if you haven't played the previous games, and I feel like a lot of people feel intimidated that way.
So that might actually color the rest of the games that got snubbed, I would say.
But I mean, also didn't we spend all of 2015 talking about ways that Konami was bungling, the everything associated with MGS5? So
Yes.
that's just another thing they screwed up. You
Yeah.
know, like they missed that opportunity.
And I don't wanna say it wasn't a
MGS4 had a
success.
movie trailer in theaters.
And I don't want to say it wasn't a success. It just isn't top 10.
Yeah.
There are games that sold better than Metal Gear Solid 5, which is crazy to me. Halo 5, The Witcher 3.
Yeah, Halo 5 is interesting.
Witcher 3 really surprises me. I for
Assassin-
sure thought that would be there.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate is a huge surprise to me.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is more surprising to me than Witcher.
That always gets in top 10. It
Not
always
after,
gets in top 10.
not after Unity.
Every single year.
Everyone
though.
got burned.
Yeah. Anything on Wii U,
Not surprising.
Arkham Knight, and Bloodborne. Not in the top 10.
Yeah, maybe sales for
Batman
Syndicate.
surprises me a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe sales for Syndicate was like super bummer. Maybe that's why they're taking a year off.
Yeah, and I mean, so Mortal Kombat X is there. That launched earlier on in the year, and I think that might
April, something
yeah.
like that.
So I think that might skew this a little bit. It had more time to be available than The Witcher 3 or some of those games. But yeah, it's crazy to me.
Were you really expecting anything on the Wii U to be in the top 10?
I guess not. I don't know, man.
But I mean, Assassin's Creed, like you brought up earlier that they had already like put it off on how Unity did, right?
Yes. Right. Well, that's next year's delay is what they put on Unity.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, but you're right. In their own press releases, in their own statements, they've said, yeah, we think this is sold worse because of Unity. It's pretty crazy. And I mean, it has. That is correct.
Yeah.
If you think that Syndicate sold worse because of Unity, you are right, I would have to say. Which is weird. I mean, basically what we have to talk about is why Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is selling so well still. Why it's still number one.
Because they're always solid games. Most of the time.
What do you mean by that? How are they solid games?
They're just good games, I feel like. I mean, I haven't played Ghosts. I guess everyone says that's the worst one. Mm-hmm. But I don't really play Call of Duty that much. But when I do, I'm like, this is competent, and it's good. Like, I played Black Ops 3 a little, and it was a good shooter.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like even though I've been kind of out of touch with the series, aside from everybody's reviews and stuff, everybody, pretty much everybody I talk to plays it. People that don't play video games play Call of Duty. It's
It's like that. I know people who play or they buy Madden and Call of Duty, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Every year, and they're fine with that.
Yeah, well, Brad, I think there's something really to that in that Call of Duty wasn't a controversy this year. Call of Duty isn't disappointing to its fans.
Right.
right.
And I think that's a huge thing. I think that's actually a huge
And
statement.
it wasn't last year either. So it was like it kind of had that weird dip when they transitioned platforms, and then now it's back into top form. And you're always going to get the people that are like it's the same thing every year, but it's like actually every year they do quite a bit to change it, and they have a ton of freaking modes in there and stuff. So and it keeps the general audience that doesn't really care about that stuff, entertained. It's like, oh yeah, I'll get a new Call of Duty. You got it? Okay, cool.
Brandon, are you surprised to see that Call of Duty hasn't lost steam?
It's sales-wise. I can definitely speak to the quality. I can speak to two things specifically. One, the quality of Black Ops 3. I played it, loved it. And I didn't play Ghosts. I didn't play Black Ops 2 that much. Like, Call of Duty is not a franchise that, like, I have to absorb everything. But from going to the very first multiplayer reveal for Black Ops 3 up into the review event, those guys at Treyarch were intense about that game. Like, I definitely got the vibe in talking to every single member of the team that I could, that, like, they were really, really passionate about, taking the extra time that they had with that game and doing everything that they could.
It's crazy because it's hard to stay motivated.
So that's the thing. So like, if from the outside, you can look at Call of Duty and see it just this kind of an unstoppable train, just like Assassin's Creed, just like Madden, just like FIFA, that's just never going to stop.
Yeah.
But like when you actually separate it into these different crews, it doesn't mean that they're always going to be passionate, but like there is that opportunity, like I think when it had this year. So I think Call of Duty is always going to be in the top 5, and I think it just got so much good press this year that pushed it over.
Okay. Do you think we'll see Grand Theft Auto 5 on this list again next year?
I hope so. I don't think so, but
No, I don't think
be
so.
so sweet.
Do you think we'll see Minecraft again?
Yes.
Not on 360 maybe, but yeah, they'll have something.
It's crazy to me that those games live.
I think they're actually, believe it or not, now, I think Microsoft, with that educational thing, I think that's just the start of them, like, really starting to get serious behind Minecraft now that it's theirs.
Yeah.
So I think, they're going to start pushing it. And
Yeah, that's interesting, Blood. Do you think we'll see Minecraft 2, or do you think we'll see kind of more iterations like this?
I think we'll see more iterations like this. I think you'll maybe see more, like, put into the Minecraft, because they have such a huge player base that, like, I don't know that it would make sense for them to splinter it.
yeah.
Because people are still playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minecraft 2 would be a bad move.
It'd
this
have to
early
be
anyway.
just a straight up,
They'll do
the
it
game's just
eventually.
better now.
Eventually,
Yeah,
they'll get
you
it.
just keep upgrading the game. Yeah, like maybe in like 5 or 6 years they would do it too, but not. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense now. But they keep making like Minecraft Education Edition and all that stuff.
The only thing I could think of is making a sequel mod focused. So like all of the ways that people have found to like add stuff onto Minecraft is either like built into the game, or the ability to add it to the game is a lot easier and more intuitive. So that like then that encourages the guys that wouldn't make the jump, because they're like, I built all this stuff, it's not going to work in Minecraft 2. They're like, oh wait, the audience could be potentially way bigger in Minecraft 2. So yeah, I'd make the jump.
It'd be so hard for me to imagine you saying, I have a game that will have a bigger audience than Minecraft, even if it's Minecraft 2. Do you know
Yeah,
what
I mean, it's just seeing how long, how like relevant Warcraft is so many years later.
Yeah.
And me telling Ben Moore when he's playing it, I'm just like, this game doesn't look that good anymore. And he's like, this game looks great. What are you talking about? I'm like, okay, man. This looks like a 10-year-old game. It's a really fun 10-year-old game, but
It's funny, they
it's
have
insane how long people are still playing that.
they have updated it graphically, but you're right, it still perpetually looks like a 10-year-old
yeah.
game.
I love when we get a new
Dude.
EverQuest or EverQuest 2 trailer.
Oh my
when
God.
when they upgraded the character models, when they showed like this is an old Tauren, this is a new Tauren, like I almost spit my like water out of my mouth.
In World of Warcraft.
Yeah, you're like, well,
That
Like
game
the
is a
dwarves looked a
bad-looking
lot
game.
better, but like the humans were like.
Warcraft
I mean,
is
yeah,
ugly.
technically, quote unquote, it looks better, but
I want to talk about Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts is represented 3 times on this list.
and Activision's killing it.
Yeah, but with EA, it's got Madden. It's got FIFA, by the way, in the US, I can't believe it's on that top 10.
it's getting bigger and bigger, it seems like.
Yeah, but if you compare like TV ratings of soccer, of FIFA, like just like, no, it's not there. But like for some reason the game is good enough to like have this audience who comes back to it every single year. It's just like, yeah, I know that's going to be a good game. By the way, I think that's really what this is about. I know that's going to be a good game. I
Yeah.
think that's how you get into the top
Yeah.
10. Anyway, and Star Wars Battlefront. What's
Oh man, I
unique
hope
about
that. Oh, sorry.
what's unique about EA is those are all licensed properties.
Right.
And so like EA doesn't own any of those, and that's what I started thinking about that in like Mirror's Edge, because yeah, EA does own Mirror's Edge, and I think that's why it tries to push some of these things. You know, despite doing extremely well with other things, like there's still a lot of money to be made in making your own IP, like Call of Duty.
I think
like,
they said they are not gonna. They're pretty confident they're not gonna make money on Mirror's Edge, but because they make Madden and FIFA and they make a lot of money doing, they have the money to do cool stuff like that on the side.
And whatever Jade Raymond's working on,
Yeah, that's true.
a whole other, she's like nonstop making a new IP. I think that's actually very interesting. Brandon, sorry, you were gonna say, I hope.
That Battlefront money pays off. I hope we get lots of free maps, lots of free, new characters.
Brad has some news for you.
No, why don't you give the scoop?
I didn't read it, so you're gonna
Oh,
have to
I
drop
didn't.
it
I
on
just
us.
saw the title. I looked at it briefly.
Okay, so Brad said what? A new Tatooine map
New Tatooine maps coming.
and
Sweet.
skins for
Luke and Leia.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Something.
Like free DLC.
Yeah, I hope it's actually Tatooine. I hope it's actually like the,
You want to like brawl
like
Mos
Mos,
Eisley?
like Mos Eisley, yeah.
Shoot out in
Yeah.
there, dude. With guys playing.
Desert's fun, and then we
I'm
got the
into that.
sandcrawler in the mountains. But
Yeah.
like, let's get the city. Let's get the actual like you can run. You can, like run through the cantina and like.
The city would be cool. I
There's-
get that.
Be fun to have some like, you see like Jawas like running around.
Little
It'd be cool to maybe
dewbacks
have
in the
some. Yeah, it'd be cool
background.
to have some like bigger just natural enemies walking around that like get in the way.
Sarlacc pit. Let's go.
So we should have a map near the. I mean, Starlight Pit I think would work in a multiplayer map and probably already has. But yeah. I think
It's interesting how many things Disney has that are Star Wars related that are like, we're going to start this now, and then we're going to keep adding to it. It's like Battlefront's in that position. There's this like turn-based role-playing game called Galaxy of Heroes, like I'm addicted to on mobile now, and it's just like more characters.
Long term.
Like Infinity's the same thing. It's just like 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. They're just going to keep throwing Star Wars characters out. So the question is investment. It's like how much are they going to focus on Battlefront next year as opposed to this year? And if it's number 4,
yeah. I mean, and there's this.
that's higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Considering how pissed everybody was. But I guess that didn't matter.
That's why so many people were pissed. You got a higher percentage of pissed people.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. It could be the same thing. Like with Assassin's Creed Unity, it made the top 10, but that doesn't mean everybody loved it.
Right.
And so then it could like hurt the next year.
But I mean, that's the same. But I mean, like when you look at Call of Duty as well, it's like, well, obviously there's a lot of people that love it, but there's enough of a large audience that there's a huge amount of people that don't like it either. But it's funny because I think with Call of Duty, I feel like the people that don't like it, are they still buying it anyways? Because they complain all the time.
I don't
So
think
it's like,
they
are
do.
you complaining about a game you know nothing about?
No,
or are
they're
you
complaining
buying
about the
it
game they bought.
Yeah.
All the complaints are bought it, played it, finished it, not enough content. that
Wait,
was-
of Call of Duty?
No, of Battlefront. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the people who say nice $60 demo, I think haven't played it. I think those people like didn't play the game. I don't know. There's more to it than that. I
You say
know.
it's the Ground Zeroes audience too.
Yeah,
Same
well,
people.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't know.
I definitely played the beta, and then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Don't need to buy this game.
Yeah, sure.
Because it was like already enough.
Yeah,
for
that
me.
that was a good beta. It was a meaty
Yeah.
beta. You got to watch your meaty betas. But I mean, the game works, and I think because of that beta,
Yeah.
Was that a beta that was like an exclusive?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe it was like a week exclusive on
It didn't.
PlayStation.
To me, it didn't seem like one where it was just like they advertised it heavily. It didn't seem like one of those. And the beta will come exclusively to you. Yeah. I think it was just a come and play it, everybody.
Oh, okay.
And that's my favorite kind of beta, basically, because then you're really stress testing. We can move on. Does anyone have any hopes for next year's top 10? Are you?
Persona, get in there. Let's see it, baby.
Is it possible, Brad?
Sure.
What
I
would
think
it
it's
take?
possible.
No, it's not possible.
It's not.
I think it's possible. Why
Maybe
not?
Persona 6, because basically everything we see in this top 10 is
Well, it is exclusive, I
is
guess.
a sequel or it's Minecraft.
Gotta believe, man.
And I mean, yeah, Persona, you're right.
Game
It is
deserves
a
it.
sequel.
Well,
but,
if
like,
there's no Nintendo games on there and Zelda doesn't get on there next year,
I mean,
Zelda's not.
I
Zelda's
think that
not
it's
a
just
not
not a
mover.
demographic that.
Zelda's not going to get on there for sure.
Yeah, it's not a demographic that has enough people in it.
Yeah.
to-
Gotta believe,
Yeah,
man.
it's
But I mean,
weird.
if Witcher 3 couldn't crack the top 10, there's no way Persona is.
Believe in Persona.
Don't believe.
Believe in it.
Because I feel like
Or
Witcher
not.
at least had a lot of like big, heavy TV ads. I mean,
Is-
it was on for a lot of TV.
and is on Xbox One and is on PC.
Yeah, and it just felt like it had a lot of buzz all over the place.
Yeah, man, if Halo can't crack the
Yeah,
top
Halo's
10,
rough. You gotta
Like-
wonder where Halo's at right now. Has Halo done any kind of cinematic thing that was good at all? Like all of their TV shows and movies. Like
What do
their
you mean-
trailers are great.
What do you mean cinematic thing?
Well, they
Like
Nightfall.
their-
Nightfall was
yeah.
just god awful from what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
They had like an anime for it.
And they
too.
did something else. There was some other cinematic venture that they did.
Forward Until Dawn?
Yeah,
there's so
maybe
many, it's
that
so
was good.
convoluted.
Forward
There's so
Unto
many
Dawn.
Unto Dawn.
Unto.
But then there's like the thing at school where like the Spartan kids are being trained. Or
I
something.
think that
There's
was
a-
for like a promo for like ODST or something.
So what you're saying is, Brandon, they're not clear about the shows that they're sending to you.
That universe is so convoluted.
We're gonna get a bunch of corrections next week on this, I bet.
And I used to.
I'm not going to even like accept them because basically the point is right now that Brandon doesn't know and doesn't care. They've inundated Brandon.
I got
with-
to the end of the year and had to look at like
Yeah.
Halo 5 Guardians and Witcher 3 of like which game was I gonna like try to finish and actually like be versed in before I went into Goaties and
But you could
Witcher.
have done Guardians in a weekend. You could have done it. Is the thing. That's what's really interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the video that Ben did where he explained all of Halo,
Yeah.
he had done research and like looked it all up, and he still screwed up all the names of the ships.
Oh, I felt so bad because they're so mean to him too.
Yeah, they're
He
Well,
did-
that's the point of that
he did
show.
so much work on it.
well, right, and
Then
it's
we
like,
did
yeah.
our job, didn't we?
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, those ships are hilarious.
Ben, can you take that back? You said it all correctly. Can we do another take on that, please? That's
We'll do more of that. We should do more of that in 2016.
Oh, I'm going to. Wait for Kingdom Hearts. That's gonna be
Oh,
a
yeah.
disaster
Yeah.
when I try to explain that.
Brad Ellis explains Kingdom Hearts in 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Right.
That'll be
Excellent.
hilarious.
Only 2 hours to explain it.
no. 15 minutes.
Our next news story is one. Shoot, I don't know if anyone here at the table is excited to talk about, but it's
I'm kind
something.
of excited to talk
I'm
about
excited.
Yeah, we're riled up, is what it is. Twilight Princess HD is coming to the Wii in March. Sorry, the Wii U in March. Recently, they've announced the Amiibo enhancements. Though not it's weird. The video we have was German Nintendo of Germany.
It. It had English voiceover, but it's the German subtitles.
Yeah, exactly. And Famitsu ran an article that explained the details. So anyway, I assume by the end of by the time people are listening to this, it's been officially revealed anyway.
Did you add that woo to the graphic?
I did.
I love it.
So to listeners,
it.
I don't know.
It's a great looking amiibo.
We put up slides for everything we're talking about, and then I was just late working on these slides last night, and you need to do something for yourself. Whenever you're just like plowing through a project,
That's a treat for
A little
yourself.
treat for Kyle.
that's a little
there.
treat for me. Is the woo. So here's what it is.
It's very Warren Zevon.
Werewolves in London.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the only song I could play on Expert on Rock Band 3
That-
with a keyboard.
That is one of my favorite songs. That
Cool.
song
It's
is
so derailed.
hilarious.
Yeah. Just like a bam bam.
Quite
bam,
possibly
bam,
one of the
bam,
best
bam,
songs
bam,
ever
bam.
written.
Yeah, well, I think
shots
he's
fired.
just cool. It's not one of the songs best written ever.
Best songs ever. One of the best songs ever written.
Are you talking about like lyrics though?
Lyrics, vibe. That's a positive, like, fun song. When he just goes, I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's, and his hair was perfect. Yep. That's amazing. That song is amazing.
Yeah, but best songs, that's a
Best
good like.
song.
It's a good one to put deep in a playlist, but you don't just say that is it. We've done it.
Of like the top 100 songs in my life, it's probably somewhere in like the 40s.
Does everyone here have a favorite song?
No.
I hear a lot of people refuse to answer that question.
Hoist That Rag by Tom Waits.
I wish I did.
Nice. Ian, I like people who can do it.
Day in the Life from Beatles, probably.
Okay.
It's a hard question though because it like changes all the time. It's like, what
Yeah.
mood am I in?
Yeah.
Then my favorite song is this. What mood am I in? Oh, then my favorite song is that.
Blood, what's yours?
At the Moment by Stave Saker, which nobody else is gonna know. So
At the
Ooh,
Moment.
Challenge.
By whom?
Stave Saker.
Stave Saker. Cool. I like that. A deep cut. Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing that for me. Let Down
What's
and Hanging
yours?
Around is mine.
That's yours?
Yeah. I think that's
By
the
Radiohead?
best song ever written. Yeah. That's a
By
good
what?
song.
Yeah, it's a good song. Radiohead. Okay, Computer. That's a solid
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
That whole CD is so good.
We're
Yeah.
so excited about this news.
It's like really genius stuff. So this video opens with this line of VO that I'm super fond of. When the going gets tough, the tough tap Amiibo.
That is the worst thing you could ever do.
Tap.
The
You can't put
worst.
tapping and tough in the
Yeah.
same sentence.
Gets tough? Put that Amiibo on there.
So here's what the Amiibo do. So all the old Zelda Amiibo that you already own from the Zelda franchise, they will interact with Twilight Princess HD as well as the Wolf Link Amiibo. Let me go down what everything does.
Which, thank goodness, at least, that the old Amiibo do stuff.
Oh God, yeah, dude. All right, so Brandon, if you own a Ganondorf, you tap them on. This I actually love. Enemies will do double damage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like find the
That's
skull
so
in
cool.
Halo.
That's
Your
actually
hearts turn
good,
purple.
yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Or blue, whatever. Link, you tap Link or Toon Link, it's gonna fill up your arrows.
Boring.
You can do that once a day.
So boring.
So dumb.
So wait, so if you got both links, you can do that twice a day.
I think you can. I think they count as different links. Toon Link and regular Link.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure that they do.
There's one of those musical ums. That's a trademark
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, there it is.
I think, yeah. I don't exactly know that they do count as Toon Link
Separate.
and regular
Okay.
Link. Yeah.
That would be interesting. Zelda or Sheik, they will fill up your hearts once
Also
a day.
dumb. Real dumb.
Wolf,
Can you imagine, like, you're in that, like, tense situation, you're down to, like, half a heart, like, where's Zelda? Where's Zelda?
Thank you, Zelda. You saved me. Oh,
That's funny.
yeah.
Just like you're doing poorly in a game,
Mm-hmm.
you need to concentrate, and you also are fumbling around for an amiibo to throw at your Wii pad.
But imagine like your greatest Bloodborne stories, you know, if you just like one sliver of
Yeah.
life left, you almost
I was
made it.
fighting Ludwig,
And you're like
like,
telling some friend, and they're like, oh
kick
wow, so
the
you had to go
Amiibo.
back in. You're like, no, I just Zelda my way out of there. That's fine.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if they had, like, the Ocarina
recharge
of
my
Time
arrows.
fairy amiibo. It'd be, like, the first M-rated amiibo.
Navi?
Yeah.
But didn't it's funny?
No, the great fairies. The ones that were just,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
vines
yeah.
covering them.
Didn't Link to the Past? I'm sorry, Link Between Worlds. Didn't they like arrows weren't a thing that you picked up? It was just
It was
like
just
a
like,
recharge
yeah,
meter.
yeah.
Wasn't that great? Wasn't that awesome? Like, weren't we hoping that they'd keep that?
Well, this is a remake, so that's...
Old game.
Oh right, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, no, Brandon, I like picking up arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Am I conjuring arrows like magic?
I remember Warcraft lost that. I was bummed. I used to have like a whole pouch just for arrows.
Ammo? Dude,
And then
get
they were like-
real. Get that out of
And
there.
they were like, no.
Get that out of
We're
there.
not buying that complaint,
Yeah.
James. That's it.
I'm not buying that.
I did.
Please vote on whether you buy that complaint or not. Wolf Link. Okay,
Tweet
so
it at Ben Moore.
Yeah, at Ben Moore.
035.
Yeah.
we need his
Just
input
say
on this.
just say ammo, no ammo.
Yeah, magic ammo or yeah, okay.
Just say magic or
Tweet
Or-
magic and then
physical. What's a good word for like
Or
non-magical?
035.
Melee.
yeah, what's the opposite of ethereal? That's like the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Is it corporeal? Is that what it is?
Ethereal or
Corporeal.
corporeal?
Corporal.
Corporeal.
Ammo or corporal?
Corporal
Say that to
Jones.
Ben.
Corporeal.
Okay.
Corporeal.
Oh, gosh.
Corporal.
So tweet ethereal or corporeal at benmore035. And don't explain it. Don't explain it. No one explain it to
it'll
him.
taint the evidence.
Here's
explain
this
it.
thing right there.
This is how we're going to get everybody to watch GT Time on
This is a
app.
fun episode. I'm having a blast today. So anyway, Wolf Link comes with the game. In the US at least, it will always be packaged with the game. If you're buying it
Always?
retail. Yeah.
Physical? Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But you can
Very
buy
crazy.
digital, right? I think.
You can buy the game digitally.
Okay.
And so Wolf Link Amiibo, I don't think is separate in the US, which is weird, but you can buy it from other countries anyway. Anyway, what the
Okay.
Wolf Link does opens up the Cave of Shadows. This is a 40-floor challenge room where you can only be Wolf Link, and the reward is a bottomless wallet, which is 9,999 rupees, but you also have to have the giant wallet for that to unlock.
Yeah.
And you got to get there, I'm assuming.
And you got to get there. What do you mean?
It opens it up, but
Oh,
when
sure.
you
Where
when
in
you
the
boot
game
up a
is
game and
actual-
put them on there, it doesn't
Sure.
like port you to it, and you automatically do it.
Does it come with 9,999 rupees?
No, you
No,
got to
no,
earn
no,
those
no.
rupees.
Yeah, okay,
No,
that's
no.
good.
This game in particular, though, rupees are really important in Twilight Princess. Like, there's
Kind of,
such an
yeah.
abundance. Like, I had
Well, you
a
have
full
the-
wallet the whole game.
Doesn't the magic armor use rupees?
Yes.
You don't even need that.
You are invincible as long as you have rupees, and it drains rupees.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Game's easy enough.
Dude, I really don't like the well, we're doing complaints about Twilight Princess and not Twilight Princess
Twilight
HD right
Princess,
now.
I love.
When I found all the bugs and Agatha, I think is her name.
Yeah.
She's like, here's a bigger wallet. I was so bummed.
You're like, oh.
because the blue tunic is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That game needs 6 more tunics.
Yeah, that's what the Amiibo should do, is give you a new outfit or something.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
more
yeah.
arrows. Cool, thanks. Never ran out of arrows once in that entire game.
Yeah, let's dig in. Is this a problem? Are the Amiibo
There's a game about dressing up. It's called Triforce Heroes.
touche? I'm gonna write that down as a touche
That's actually a pretty
for
good call.
Ian.
I think the
Okay.
suits are kind of sick in Triforce Heroes, though. You do some cool stuff with that, man. Little perks.
We're not talking. Are Amiibo a problem in Twilight Princess HD?
I think it's lazy.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, all of this is dumb, but it's like, did you really want anything more substantial to be done to the game? I don't know.
I wanted less. I definitely wanted less. The idea to me that the game design of a Zelda game is being affected,
Yeah.
corrupted by Amiibo.
Compromised.
Compromised. Thank you, Brandon.
Oh, Kyle, get ready for the next Zelda.
Oh, and
Amiibo City.
It's worth mentioning they've already announced that this Wolf Link Amiibo will have some integration into the new Zelda
You're going to
game.
get Hyrule Festival just like Animal Crossing. It's going to be rough.
And we have to assume that all the old Zelda Amiibo will still like have some interaction with the new Zelda game as well. So is this the way to do it? Is this how you use Amiibo? Is it fine that it's just like, yeah, fill up my arrows, whatever, that's good.
No.
No, I mean, I don't know what a good way of putting Amiibo into a Zelda game would be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is just probably the least offensive.
Yeah, give him something cooler. Give him like a Toon Link skin or something. Even skins I'd rather have.
Does every Amiibo ever do something, or only the ones they mentioned?
Only
the
Zelda.
Zelda ones.
Yeah. You tap Mario on this game, nothing's happening.
That's what I keep waiting for. Is like, literally every Amiibo will do a thing.
The only game where literally every Amiibo does a thing is Mario Maker. They put in a
Oh.
costume
Yeah,
for every
skin.
single Amiibo. Yeah. And what's good about Mario Maker is that I can unlock those costumes without the Amiibo.
Sure, yeah. That's cool.
And it's fun to unlock those costumes.
Is there a place in the Wii menu where you can like track your Amiibo? Is there like an Amiibo menu
I have
or
no
like
idea.
an Amiibo?
There isn't, man. There
Like
should be like a cool little
when you
like,
boot up the Wii U, is there like an icon that's like Amiibo, and you go there and it like has all the information about them, and you
that's a
can
cool
track
idea, like a
That'd be
hub world
smart.
for them too. The Amiibo can like live in there.
Right.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. No, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it'd be
get
cool to
fired.
see something like the board in Smash Brothers.
This is like the worst example. It's like the worst possible integration you could do with Toys to Life. It's like you have toys that will only do things with certain games, and there's no guarantee that what they do will be cool, because like you're never gonna actually put one of these figures on the base and then play that. Like that's not the way these work.
Right? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
These are like coupons.
Is
These
there
are
anywhere
like
that they actually come
Coupons,
to
you know,
life?
like
Man, wow.
they're like chips in Vegas. You
Yeah,
know, it's
you're
just
right.
like it's a means to an end. You know, and like they look cool. You know, and I think a lot of people. You know, it's interesting because I think more than any other Toys to Life brand, I think people buy Amiibo purely to look at them. And like that does happen in other worlds, but like I think Lego Dimensions is probably like the very bottom of that. Like no one's gonna buy Lego Dimensions to actually buy a Lego because they're way more expensive than your average Lego. Like you can get a Batman set for like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
a quarter of buying Lego
Yeah.
Dimensions if you just want a Batman Lego.
But you can't buy a Doctor Who Lego without that thing, right?
I don't.
Oh, it might be one of
They
those
gotta
like
be coming-
exclusive deluxe
yeah.
ones, like Ghost.
Boy, I'm not gonna waddle into corrections for
Yeah,
which
Lego.
Legos
Yeah,
have been
you
released and
won't.
which haven't.
We learned that lesson a long
Destroyed.
time ago. You don't talk about Lego.
But
Lego bricks.
yeah, so you have these like figures that don't do anything that are just going to unlock question mark being attached to a game that came out in a previous generation that is then being upgraded. It's just bad on all fronts. Like I don't know.
That's my question though. Is can you even call these toys to life? Because they don't come to life in any game, do they?
It's
Smash
just
Bros.
the name of the
Sure.
yeah.
No, I know it is, but I'm saying
Animal
like, it
Crossing, as
doesn't
bad
even
as that
fit for
game
these.
is, has actually a pretty good use of them. But
Well, you can make an adventure game that's not very adventurous,
Good
but it's
use?
like still fits
True.
the genre.
Wait, I'm sorry, Blood. Which Animal Crossing game are you talking
the
about?
Amiibo Festival,
Oh no.
No,
Like
that
that-
game.
Oh
is
no.
that game is not good. But
Bad.
like using using the Amiibo you have as your pieces, I think is a cool idea.
You're gonna make me hurl right now.
That's the most boring and
I love
obvious
that I
thing you
came
can
in.
do.
I love that I came in 25 minutes late into a stream, and you guys were playing something else, and I'm like, "Did it break?" And you're like, "No, we just stopped playing."
we
I'm like,
played for less than 20 minutes.
It was not. We had not even gotten to the first half hour mark. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
Kyle, it was bad, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we were gonna live stream Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Just as a goof. Like this game will be bad, but we'll have a
Yeah,
good
let's try
time.
it. Let's try it. Yeah.
Couldn't make a half hour.
It's a miserable game.
It's
It is a
so
miserable
boring.
game. It's a board game where like nothing matters, but then suddenly there's like you do have to stock trade your turnips, and like that becomes like a component of the game. It's just a non-game. It's like Mario Tennis. It's like this was pushed out this year to put a thing
Sell
on the schedule.
Amiibos.
Yeah, oh yeah, and sell Amiibo. Gosh, boy, that really ruffles my feathers. So I mean, going forward with the NX, I think we're going to see strong Amiibo integration continue. I think that
Strong?
yes,
Yeah.
like this.
Strong
Sorry.
continue?
I would call this strong. I don't mean like it's good. I just mean like it's heavy-handed.
Heavy featured.
I think the ability to make that amiibo was largely is a huge contributing factor to this game coming out at all.
That's a fantastic point.
I think there was a boardroom and everyone was just knocking out ideas, and one guy was like, "Oh, well, you know what we can do? Put that wolf on a base. There's your game." And it was like, "Oh, now we're doing it." You know?
Yeah,
Like,
because here's why. Because when that trailer was announced, immediately after it there's an amiibo as well.
yeah.
Like that was tied in with the announcement. Like
Yeah.
you should be excited for this game because there's a new amiibo to come
Even
with
if they
it.
hadn't, it would have been almost a certainty. You know, like Nintendo fan sites would have been talking about it like it already existed. They'd be like, "There's no question they're going to do
There's
it."
got to be some kind of Nintendo version of Disney Infinity on the way. There's just got to.
I pray for it because then
Why
I
is
can
there
stop
just got
complaining.
it? Is it
Yeah.
going to affect sales? Is it going to sell more amiibo? I don't think so.
It would. If there's one where you could like use all of them as characters that you move around and into a full 3D open world,
But
people would be trying to get every single amiibo they could.
It just seems like development time at Nintendo is so precious right now. You know, it's like
Sure.
it's taken this long to get anything of that Zelda out in front of our eyes. You know, like Star Fox is like just kind of barely cutting the mustard as far as like really looking, significantly different from older games. No Metroid, you know.
They could have
Kid
a third-
Icarus is just dead. You know, it's like Smash Bros and Zelda are like the only franchises that are like legitimately like getting so much better than,
Sure.
or just meeting our expectations of where they should be in this gen.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if Mario Kart was the one to do it. Because they already started stretching Mario Kart out of Mario a little bit this time.
Oh, man, Kyle's so mad,
If
too.
the next Mario Kart was just any Nintendo character.
Anybody, Kyle.
So maybe your amiibo is your character, and like the unlocks in game are your carts. Maybe that could work.
Well, you would get the character and the cart for that, so like there would be a cart. So you could have that cart with any character, but it would be like Mario's cart and Mario.
Yeah.
And I think, did they do it before? Because didn't you have the, like, I remember there was one thing where you could like dress up as Mario, but it was like
Yeah, they have the Mii costumes with the amiibo right now.
Yeah, with Mario Kart right now. Yeah, exactly. That's a fair point, Blood. And we know there will be a new Mario Kart for NX. It's coming. And I honestly think there won't be a Nintendo game that doesn't use an amiibo going forward. Like you said, Brandon, with like, you think that's why this game happened? I think that the Chibi Robo game happened because of that amiibo that came with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're
I
right.
tried playing that game over Christmas break, and
It bums me out so much.
I was disappointed for sure.
I got a tweet actually recently about someone wanting to know like what happened with wanted to talk about how disappointed we are with like how the Chibi Robo franchise has gone because of Photo Finder in particular, which is another dreadful game, and then this Zipline. Just games that don't get why Chibi Robo is a cool franchise,
Right.
and then just like, oh well, you just like.
But I
that
feel like
character,
they never seem to get it. Like that first game was very different and unique and quirky, and it had some annoying issues as well. But like nothing else after that felt the same. Like they always just kind of felt like, okay, well, this is Chibi Robo picking up trash for environmental friendliness and exclusive to Walmart. And like, okay.
Wait, did you play the one that was exclusive to Walmart? I never saw it in my entire life.
I think I might have played a little bit of the Japanese
That's
version or something.
real?
That's real.
Oh, no, Nintendo.
So it was for DS, correct?
Yeah.
And I think it was you're like in a park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Park Patrol.
Park
That's what it's
Patrol.
called, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we got there. Yeah, exclusive to Walmart in the U.S.
I just realized something about Toys to Life that I think is fascinating.
Go on.
I'll try to explain it as fast as I can.
No, you're a Toys to Life guy.
There are 4 main Toys to Life entities right now. All of them pick figures for completely different reasons.
Go on.
All of them, when they look at the next gen of like what we're going to do next year, them actually coming out with that roster is like, like nothing even close, between all separate parties. You have Skylanders, who's it's got to be gimmick related. It's like, what are we doing? Are we doing vehicles? Are we doing traps? Are we separating them
Switch
into
them
other
around?
things? It's
Yeah.
like, what's the thing?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to do dark versions of the old? Let's say that's the next one. It's like, dark versions of the old Skylanders. So it's like light and
They
dark.
already do
That's
that.
like,
They already do the dark versions.
but that's the major theme that runs through the whole thing. So
Okay.
when you buy a figure, there's 2 of them now, or then you can like put them both on the base and they can join up into one thing that people can control, like Cho'Gall or something from Here's of the Storm. Anyway, so it's got to be gimmick related. You have Disney, who's like, we have this huge stable of characters, but what characters are relevant? So you have something like Jasmine and Aladdin being released when like there's no DVD, there's no show, there's no parade, there's nothing. Like nothing Aladdin related is happening this year. They just did it because their fans like wanted that to happen.
Yep.
Then you have Lego, which is scraping like any possible IP that they can get. Like Midway is like such a stretch to be in Lego Dimensions. It's like thrown into one level. It's like not relevant to the plot at all. Just like, okay, Midway.
Wait, what is Midway, by the way? Is it their arcade games?
The old
Yeah.
arcade games, yeah.
Cool.
And you have Nintendo, which is like, if a game is coming out, we have to attach something to it. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how it's relevant, what else it ties into. We don't have to think, like, when they're like, okay, Hawkeye's got to be in this game. It's like, okay, what's his super? He's got to be in Infinity. Like, what? How does he relate to other characters? What does the VO do? All this stuff, and Nintendo's like, we don't care. Just what does it look like? That's it. We'll figure out what it does later.
Yeah, we'll
like,
make some dumb
that's
40 to 4
crazy
dungeon. Yeah.
to not think, but not in Dimensions is the vehicles too. I never really thought about how diverse they are as far as like what those boardrooms are like.
An interesting thing about Skylanders, though, is when you talk about their characters in particular, is they're designing each of these characters, original characters, and I
Yeah.
think that's actually a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
distinction. Is that like they come up with names and I don't know, attributes, and I mean the series is coming out, and so they're designing
Oh, yeah,
characters. And they are actually really designing characters for that game now, which
Yeah.
I find probably the most interesting. I think Skylanders is pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they get that show out. I wonder if you would see something like Skylanders on
Yeah.
top 10 for the year.
Oh,
I
no,
wonder
dude.
if that just
I
knocks
think
it out.
The cost might be prohibitive on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they make so much money off the figures that they're doing fine. Like they're like their Call of Duty and they like their Skylanders. They're okay.
This real fast.
Yeah.
This is total tangent, non sequitur. I'm looking at the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on my phone.
In the deep bottom right corner of the
What does
screen.
NPD stand for?
I looked. I don't know. I
Okay.
looked briefly, and it just said NPD group. We do stuff, and I was like, "What does it stand for?" And they're like, "I don't know." But yeah, I'm looking at this Galaxy of Heroes, and I didn't watch the video. What is the like? I've read every word on this game's description. What is this game?
Galaxy
it
of
doesn't
Heroes?
explain what it is.
It is a turn-based, 5-party member turn-based, competitive
tactical
and
game?
it's old classic Final Fantasy turn-based role-playing game.
What?
No. Don't let them do that to you.
Wait,
no.
wait.
Imagine
It's
if
got
Final
a
Fantasy was
story?
only the battles.
With no story.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But is it against other people or just computers?
Both. When you play against other people, you play against like their saved party, so you're not actually like live playing with them.
okay.
You're just playing against like their stats.
It's like
Asymmetrical
who
combat.
grinded the most, and the person who grinded the most wins. Correct?
Would it be
Right.
ground?
But you can autoplay. So like if I'm at the gym on the treadmill, I'll just like set up a battle and autoplay it.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's
real fun.
despicable.
No, that's why I think it's cool. Is that you
Not
can't-
fun if you don't like Star Wars. I happen to like Star Wars a lot.
I love
You
Star
know,
Wars.
Yeah.
Hard out.
Unlocking an Ugnaught is like, I dig it.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
Getting an Ugnaught in my
Yeah,
party with
Ugnaught.
some Jawa, little Ewok.
Wow.
There's a trading card game that a few of my friends are way into,
Get a whole 5 party of just Ewoks.
and it's not even a game.
Tearing it up.
It's just like you just get the trading cards, and it's just like an app where you collect
Oh
cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Chris
so-
has my friend has that.
So Brandon at least is like battling with his collectible cards.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I just don't trust EA.
So I shouldn't be ashamed. I'm not ashamed, Kyle.
No shame. No,
what
no
do you
shame.
pay money
Never be
for this
ashamed.
thing?
I haven't
How
paid.
do you-
I haven't put a dime into it. But
Can I
it's-
get
it's-
Ray on my team?
Yeah.
Ray is Bay.
Ray,
She might be a little tough to unlock, but you can focus on it.
is she tough to unlock? That's cool. I like that.
But if
Yeah,
you're like,
she's
I
the
want
best
that person,
one.
you can focus on just getting that person.
She's the greatest character.
yeah, I don't feel comfortable calling her Bay.
That's beneath Ray.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like a romanticized or sexualized thing. It's like
is.
she's the best.
All right.
She's like She's like my forever everything.
So you're saying that the word bae has evolved?
In this context, I do believe that it has evolved. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Raise bae.
Yeah.
Moving on to, well, you're the one who started this conversation!
You love doing that, don't you?
No, I was just thinking about, what's his name? Young Palin and domestic abuse. And I was like, man, maybe I should calm down on you're the one who started this conversation.
What?
What?
Yeah, I know. Just because, like,
I
it's
don't
like,
think anyone would make that
I know.
like connection until you now.
I
Now
know.
you have to stop.
Because, yeah, now I
you've
have
made
to
that
stop.
connection.
Now I have to stop that.
Now we're all thinking about like you're beating your wife or something.
I know. Oh, boy.
What have you
When
done,
as
It
Kyle?
popped
before,
into
it was
my
just
mind.
like white trash people arguing in a trailer.
Yeah, because while I was doing video game research, I
I
was
was
like,
just thinking 12 Angry Men or
is his
something,
name
but
Trick?
okay.
Is it Trick
Ah.
Palin or Track? I think it's Track.
No one cares.
Green
Okay.
jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit?
Yeah, all
Let's
right.
keep going.
Okay, all right. So I
What's
want
the
to.
conversation?
We gotta. I want to start with this. This is from Tongue Surgery, who gave us our conversation last
Nice.
week. Thanks for the. Well, you're the one who started the conversation discussion. For the record, I don't want to pick or make sides, but Kyle is more correct in interpreting my question. I was hoping for people to be specific and wishful in how they would get the game they want made. For instance, I would say I'm torn between Platinum to make a bigger and better Anarchy Reign sequel and contracting Capcom to make Dragon's Dogma 2 or something like that. I gotta say, I'm shocked Matt didn't say Shenmue 3 and 4. And thank you, Ian, for finally getting what my question was about, because when you just said a Seedlings game, I could only think, is that just Minecraft? So I'm glad you became more specific, interesting answers all around. I think basically.
Yeah, but on the same token, though, you're anal and weird,
No, here's
and
the
you
thing.
kept forcing things.
I was forcing you to answer the question the way that Tongue Surgery wanted it answered.
Yeah, well,
So
Ian
here's the
doesn't
thing.
like rules.
I know. So it's like
I don't like rules or like telling tales out of school.
just want to make it clear, I'm not asking questions to make people uncomfortable. I'm asking questions because I'm curious. Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
So you're the
keep
one who
that up.
started this conversation,
No, I'm the one who
Yeah.
continues. I'm the one who
okay.
enables the conversation.
and that's the end of it, right? He
That's
ended.
it?
He just ended the conversation. Well,
That
you're the
wasn't
one
even
who
a-
ended the conversation.
yeah.
That was
Unless
it.
you-
Stirring
Unless
the
Ian
pot,
gets the last
bossman.
I'm changing the title of the segment.
What are you gonna change it to? Like, I beat my husband up. You're the one who dumped the body in the river.
Let's go with a really fun one then. I don't want to go with a negative question because we're in high spirits already. Okay, so here we go. This is from Ali Al Mutawa. Hey guys. Actually, the hey is really emphasized. Hey guys. Do you think 2016 will be the best year of this generation? As far as I know, the following games are coming out this year: Final Fantasy 15, Dragon Quest, Zelda, Persona 5, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4, Horizon, Quantum Break, Gears of War 4, Street Fighter 5,
For Honor. It's coming.
For Honor, not on this list actually.
Oh, we don't know if it's gonna be this year though, do we?
Tekken 7. Are we done? No. Star Fox Zero, Hitman. That must be it. No, Deus Ex, XCOM 2, Overwatch,
Did you say Dark Souls 3?
No Dark Souls 3 even.
Who is this person?
So also we still have E3 for some more games, and of course let's not forget VR and Nintendo NX. Thanks too much for 1 year. That's too much for 1 year if you ask
Is
me.
Star Ocean
No,
this
no.
year?
Star Ocean is this year as well.
Oh man.
It's not too much.
Will this be the best
The year of
the
Brad
generation?
games.
Is this like we had that of the last generation? It is like a little peak. You know what I mean? It's a mountain. Are we going to hit that peak this year?
I think what surprised me about last year, when I started to get really jazzed on last year, like going into fall, wasn't that yes, this was the culmination of what I thought this year would be. I didn't think Rise of the Tomb Raider was going to be that great. Like I didn't think Syndicate was going to be that great. I didn't think Halo 5 was going to be the multiplayer was going to be that great. When I played, I was like, okay, there's a new mode, and like, whoa, this mode's really fun. So I think I was kind of pleasantly surprised about stuff I was skeptical about. Whereas I look ahead at 2016, and it's like, all those better be good. All those games. It's not like, oh, we'll see how Black Ops 3 turns out. And I look at that list, and it's like, Last Guardian, that better be good. Star Fox.
It's had
Fingers
what,
crossed, please.
10 years of build up for that
Final
game?
Fantasy 15, that better be good.
That's what's cool about this year.
I think
though.
Last
It's
Guardian
finally
was
happening.
2008. Was that the reveal?
7
Oh, when it
years?
was revealed, I don't remember when
That sounds right.
Yeah.
2008. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
Like that.
What year is this?
It is 2016. We made
Yeah,
it.
but like all of these games, have like such build up. Final Fantasy 15, Last
We're not
Guardian,
seeing Dragon
No Man's
Quest here,
Sky.
though.
No, there's no. Well, you'll get the 3DS games, and that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We
11.
won't even get Heroes 2 this year.
When they extended the year-long anniversary to next year,
Yeah.
that's a clear sign that we're not getting it this year.
That's a great point, Brad. That is a good indicator.
I remember getting into a fight about Yakuza. I'm like, Yakuza is not coming out this year, guys. They were so convinced. And then what's the other one? Ishin?
Kiwami?
Neo?
Kiwami.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that was like listed for December of this year, and then they gave up.
Yeah. Then it's finally like, oh, yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Even Mitch Dyer just put up.
No, I think it wasn't Kiwami. I think it was the one before that that's still not
Zero?
coming out. Yeah, that's the one that's
Yakuza
coming
Zero?
out. That's the one that's coming out the end of this year.
Oh, no. So we won't even get Kiwami this year. Kiwami.
Mitch put up on Twitter like just January into like the first week of February, and it was pretty nuts. Like it was just a lot of independent games like Oxenfree and Firewatch, but they're like solid games I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So yeah, even just the first month of the year. It was interesting. Like when we did top 10 anticipated, I don't remember like being bummed about games like XCOM 2 or Oxenfree. That like were pretty cool that we didn't mention just because of the by when we do the top 10 anticipated in the year. The first 3 weeks of January kind of get shaft.
Yeah. I think it's finally like the generation hitting its stride for sure. I want to believe,
which I thought was going to be this year, but started last year. I think.
Yeah, I think that is publishers just couldn't react fast enough. You know what I mean? They couldn't react to the new generation fast enough.
The Witness comes out on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, and X-Files comes out on Sunday. But I heard it's not very good.
Yeah, the
so I'm
first
sad.
yeah the
No,
first,
I don't
first
like that.
episode's not getting good reviews.
What do you mean? I heard it's not very good.
I've seen a few articles that are like, the X-Files first episode is not great.
Do they say it's more of the same?
But they're like it falls into all the old pitfalls of.
Isn't that what everyone wanted?
eh.
We'll see how it
The
wraps
last
up.
movie was atrocious.
Yeah.
Wait, the snowy one about like a murder story with a monster?
Yeah. It was like a monster of the week. It was not what we asked for.
Yeah.
No one asked for it.
I thought it was
and
kinda
it wasn't
cool.
what we asked for.
I think that's what made it cool.
Nah, man.
Oh
All right.
man.
If you're gonna do a movie, you got to put at least some canon in there. You can't just be like, hey, it's Scully. Remember we were like hugely important to each other for 9 years out of our lives. Oh, there's a German scientist monster. Cool.
I think this insistence on having like movie stakes is what makes the Simpsons movie so bad.
My Cuber loves that movie.
I hate that movie with a fiery passion. That movie is so bad.
The opposite side of that coin is that like we've got the Avengers and all the Marvel movies that just aren't movies. They're just really long season finales, where it's like cool stuff happens, but they're all just setting up the next thing. They're all just an ad for the next movie.
No, they're not. That's
Yeah,
such
they are.
That's such a negative way to look at what a movie can be.
That's just what they are.
No, think of the. I've been praying.
I love Guardians
been-
of the Galaxy because it didn't do that.
It
didn't
still
go,
did.
The,
Are you
the
mad
tease
about-
at the end wasn't, oh, the Avengers are coming in here now.
What?
Wasn't like, oh, Thanos is coming in here
It
now.
was, dude. What do you think that magical object is that they're after the whole movie?
Yeah. I'm talking about the button at the end after credits.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if you're saying.
Yeah. It's got the Infinity Stones or
Yeah.
whatever the hell. Like, I get it. I understand that those are all part of the plot, but it didn't like dwell on it.
True.
You didn't have to be like, oh, I know that person's name from this really obscure thing that's important to the S.H.I.E.L.D. universe. It's
I would
like,
say
get out of here.
Avengers 2 dwells on it hard.
Yeah,
Avengers
all the
1
Avengers
doesn't.
movies-
No, Avengers 1 is just a sick movie about all these superheroes
Avengers 1
coming
is
together.
not. I didn't like Avengers 1.
Avengers 1 is one of the top 10 films of all time.
Oh God, you are so wrong. You can hear the people in the writers' room just being like, "Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Throw in an action sequence for no reason."
That's
Like,
how you
have-
write a script. That's
have
how you write a
oh
script.
God, you're an idiot.
It's like the movie I've been begging for my entire life. Anyway, to answer your question,
Watch
Ali,
Mad Max. That's a good action movie.
Yes, very true.
Fury Road, not Mad Max 1. Mad Max 1 is not a good movie, but I love it. He's on vacation for like half of that movie. It's amazing. He's just like hanging
There's a lot
out.
of picnics in that.
I've seen the end of the movie. I have.
Mad Max is like
That's all you need
things
to
are
see. You're
fine.
done. You're set.
Things are fine.
because they like set up how much he loves his wife and kid.
Yeah,
right?
but
Yeah.
like the world doesn't even see. It's like they literally didn't have the money. It just seems like rural Australia. It's like, hey, there's 5 rough and tumble guys. End of the world. And then the next movie came out 2 years later, and you're like, what happened? There's no water.
I think it's pretty
Anyway.
cool. We live in a world where Mad Max Fury Road is nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Mad Max Fury Road quite possibly was the best picture.
Whoa. You got to see those other nominees, though. You got to check
I've
them all
seen
out.
them.
You've seen them all?
I think I'm missing like 1 or
Yeah.
2.
There's always
but,
like 2 that I've like never heard of that before.
yeah, but like, oh my God, Mad Max is like, technically speaking, a nearly perfect action movie.
check it out. Ali, I do think this year has a really good shot of being like the best year of this generation, of this console generation. Especially with the NX and with VR. Yeah, I think like we'll look back at 2016 fondly.
Believing in the NX coming out this year.
I love it. I know. I have to believe.
I love it.
Do you think anyone can beat this? Do you think any year can beat this before we move on to our next consoles?
Well,
Of this generation?
Yeah, I mean, things are going to come. So.
Nope, totally
We're done.
possible.
I think we're done. I think we just clap our hands and just say, okay, and have more sequels after this.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's all over.
2016, that was the good one.
cool. Moving on.
I'm going to open a hobby shop in 2017 because what's the point?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say this. I think that VR will change game design. And I think that there will be a huge year of VR games that are, you know, like when we got our PlayStations and our Saturns and 3D and Nintendo 64s and like 3D changed game design. I think that VR will change game design in a similar way. And I think we might have one of those years where it's like, wow.
Sure,
look at
yeah.
the possibilities.
2018 though.
Yeah,
that's
it'll
when
be
the
a while.
good
Yeah.
VR games are coming.
Exactly, yeah. And so I think that maybe there's a shot that we'll have another peak, you know, further on in the generation.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah. I think in 2016, there's no question, will be fantastic. It's my feeling.
Okay.
Ali, thank you for starting that conversation. Should we do another one?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do another one. Let's do a quick one.
Yeah, we gotta hit the Matt Blair quota of a 3-hour episode. So.
He's joking, of course.
No.
Matt Blair hates it when we make long episodes. Is what I want to make clear.
But every time he's on this, the show is at least an hour and 25 minutes long. That's what I'm saying.
This comes from Blair Farrell.
Coincidence? I think not.
Oh my God, yeah, he's got the same first name that
It's Matt Blair's alias.
Blair has for last name.
Did you ever see a show called The Sentinel? From the
No.
early 2000s, maybe? This guy has like heightened senses, and there was his like compatriot had really long hair. His name was Blair.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool start, bro.
His compatriot.
What is the question?
I'll read it. Kyle's laughing.
Yeah.
Blair, help me out with this.
Question for the panel: should Nintendo stop?
Blair, I'm sensing too much.
Shut up, Kyle.
That's basically how it went. Well, he was like teaching him how to do it too.
I smell nuclear waste, Blair.
Yeah, he was like, I studied the Mayans or whatever. I'm an authority on this weird anomaly that you have.
I can hear an earthquake. Blair, we gotta go.
We gotta get out of here. Blair, stop being a hippie and follow me.
Okay, all right. Brandon, go ahead. Read that question from Blair Farrell.
Question for the panel.
Yeah.
Should Nintendo stop pushing 2D games and try new things with more powerful hardware? Personally, I hate Nintendo pushing 2D because they want to bank upon 8 to 16-bit era nostalgia. I want them to try bold new things with their franchises, like in the GameCube, instead of just making another 2D side scroller or retro throwback. Because, hey, remember the NES, SNES? It's like that, kids. Indie games are picking up the slack when it comes to Retroid, Metrovania, and sprite-based games, too much for my taste. So I think Nintendo, with their deep pockets, should make a new 3D Donkey Kong, Mario, Metroid, etc., instead of just making prettier 2D games that prey upon nostalgia.
I have a real problem with mixing the 2D with a nostalgia thing. That bugs me a lot. So,
Go on.
yeah, I mean, Nintendo is definitely doing a lot of nostalgia play lately, but 2D isn't purely about nostalgia. But, you know, like there's a sentiment out there is like, oh, it's 2D. Well, I'm not going to pay this much for a 2D game or this kind of stuff. I'm like, what the crap are you talking about? You can make great games in 2D still, and we're still seeing. I mean, like Ori last year. You know, like people can still make, you know, really interesting, inventive choices in 2 dimensions.
What's up, Ian?
Oh, I was just gonna wait for him to be done, but I was just gonna say that I think, to this person's point, like, I think when it comes to Nintendo, I think the reason it feels like 2D games are nostalgia plays is because most of them aren't very good. The newer ones, like, obviously Donkey Kong is good. Obviously, shut up. But like, the other ones haven't been phenomenal for my, like, none of them have been like as good as Super Metroid, for example.
Yeah,
Whereas
I mean,
if they came out with a good 2D Metroid, nostalgia wouldn't factor in because we'd all be like, yes.
I don't believe it. I think it would be like Tropical Freeze, where we would be like, yes, but like it just wouldn't impact anybody. I think it's really hard to have an impact with a 2D game right now, and I think Tropical Freeze is evidence of that.
I don't know. Like what Blood was saying is like indie games that are 2D are crushing it.
What indie game that is 2D is crushing it?
Oxenfree, Ori and the Blind Forest, Indivisible
Isn't Axiom
raised
Verge
all its
good?
money eventually. Axiom Verge.
I haven't played it.
Well, even if you look at
I
something
could
like
get into it.
Muramasa,
Yeah.
Oh,
Muramasa
so
Rebirth.
good.
Yeah.
Love Muramasa.
Yeah, because I do think that there are reasons to do 2D still that aren't budgetary. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you want to jump in a game, if you want to make a game about jumping, 2D is still really good for that.
yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
still good.
Guacamelee.
Yoshi's Woolly World was great.
Yeah.
VVVVVV.
Obviously, I love 3D platformers, but there's still just something so refined about a 2D platform, about nailing a jump with such precision. And I think that's what 2D offers. I think there's lots to offer.
But I do see the other side of his point though. There's like, where are the big ambitious 3D games? It feels like there's Zelda,
Yeah.
and what else? What else has us going and exploring a big 3D
Is that
space?
because we had 3D World was our last
They had
Mario game?
Splatoon.
Yeah, but even 3D World was sort of like a half
Oh, I know.
measure.
It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It doesn't have ambition, I feel like, 3D World.
Sure. I can see
I
that.
really did not like it at all.
What do you mean did not like it at all? You played through that game?
I mean, I didn't beat it. I played like half of it, and I got so annoyed that I think it was because I was playing it multiplayer.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I
it's
get that.
so annoying. I couldn't do it. I
That
got
game was
so mad at
fun
that game.
multiplayer,
oh my
man.
God. No way, the worst.
It's so good.
So, Brandon, you're always mad at Nintendo for refusing to evolve. But your stance earlier on in this episode is that, hey, you clearly don't have the capacity to be ambitious
No,
anymore.
I'm past the point of hoping for that. Yeah, I don't think I don't think we'll ever get a Mario game as good as 64. I'm trying to think the last Mario game like Galaxy.
Any Galaxy game?
Galaxy, I feel bad. I didn't finish either of those games. Then yeah, I'll use Galaxy 1 and 2 as kind of like the benchmark. Like that was
Yeah,
that
you
was
gotta play those.
That was the peak. We're never getting back to that point.
I don't see
I
any reason we
believe.
couldn't, because I mean those guys, they had different goals for 3D Land and 3D World, but they could easily go back and do something more like Galaxy.
I would love for their goal to be, again, let's crush it.
Yeah.
Let's change game design. Let's just go all out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I agree with Brandon. Like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm bitter and I think Nintendo makes bad decisions, but like, it just doesn't seem like they're trying to do that anymore. Like, it seems like their like groupthink mentality is devolved away from quality.
I think
No. Away from quality. That is, I think I would put that first and
it's
foremost.
not. It's
at
not
Nintendo.
quality.
Yeah.
What we're specifically talking about is just a style of games. Choosing to
Yeah.
focus on. Let's do smaller, interesting things with their franchises
I
instead
think
of the big things.
a
they're
way
expecting.
on into Wii U's life cycle, they realized it was a failure, and they wanted to save their new ideas for the next thing they're doing. Like they said, they're working on Metroid.
That's the kind of thing I buy into, Brad.
Yeah.
Did they say
it's
that?
so
Yes.
easy to believe that. Yeah,
When
yeah,
did
yeah.
they say that?
Like after E3, when everyone got mad at Federation Force for
I
coming out.
do believe they bailed on the Wii U a long time
Yeah, they
ago.
did absolutely.
And
Yeah.
they were right to do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's if Zelda, the fact that Zelda's supposedly coming out on this thing is silly to me.
I think like if
It'll
you're
come out on the NX and then also the Wii U probably, but
if you're like a company that relies on like market research, I'm sure you got feedback that from the Wii U that is the worst you've ever seen. I'm sure that they had focus groups talk like, hey, does anyone here know what the Wii U is? I'm sure it's been the worst for any Nintendo.
Well, people
console
didn't even know
ever.
it was a
Yeah.
separate console.
Yeah.
the name is the worst thing I've ever. It's like almost as bad as the Xbox One.
And I guess a common theme across these last two episodes of GT Time is like how you can't react quickly to those things.
Right.
Your reaction is let's bail on the Wii U, not let's fix the Wii U. And I like, you just can't react that fast. And so all of that feedback does get implemented into the next console. I believe that. Whether or not the feedback of, hey, let's make incredible games again gets implemented in the NX, we'll have to see.
Just everything about the next Zelda game seems problematic. Everything about that development, just like Final Fantasy 15, just screams to me something went wrong. Original plan didn't work.
That's like Twilight
Maybe
Princess,
tried
though.
another, that didn't work. But even Twilight Princess just seemed to have so much more direction when we first heard about it. It was so much more of like an established
Because they
product.
showed like more of it, actually.
Yeah, just the vibe of that game was communicated more, and like the vibe of this is just like open world. Here's what Zelda looks like, or here's what Link looks like.
I feel like they haven't
Here's
communicated
Epona running
anything
around.
about this game.
I think they want to wait though. They don't want to do another Twilight Princess thing where we see snippets like years apart. I think they don't want to show this until it's ready.
Just a boss, one.
No bosses.
One
Don't
boss.
show
Isn't
it
that
to
basically
do
what
it.
they showed when they revealed it?
Just one.
Sure,
First
we got-
one we fight.
we
Just
got the
one.
laser boss.
First
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
What
it
they
was
need
like,
to do
it was like a
is-
boss. It was like a world. I think that's just out in the world.
That's a laser boss.
You think it's a laser boss?
You think
and
that thing's
It
you
was
can have,
CG. It doesn't matter what it was.
it was in engine.
Sure, it was.
I'll believe that. No, I'll believe it.
No, yeah.
No, that was
it looked,
certainly
it looked like a video
engine,
game.
Yeah.
But again, just the point I'm making is as problematic as that development has been. That's like their the main thing that they're focusing on. So I don't think anything is going to get more attention than that, and that hasn't gotten any attention at all. So it just doesn't seem.
But I mean,
like
you
they're
say
focused right now.
problematic. I mean, I know it's gotten delays, but I mean, they haven't said like.
No, just the vibe I get. Just the
Oh,
the
okay,
whole vibe.
because
based on how
way-
they've pitched all the other Zelda games they've ever made, it's something seems like
I think they pitched
there's
this
a
one
flat
super
tire and they
early
had to
because
stop at the
they
side of the road.
realized that their company was failing and they needed some good news to.
How many
and
more
they
times
weren't
can we put
ready.
fail in this conversation? I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
we've said it
that's
enough.
why I need blood. I need blood on this.
Yeah, because here's the thing: the way that I interpreted the statements when they made the delay was more or less that, hey, we figured something out that is going to revolutionize how this game plays, and the only way we can do it right is to delay the game. Like that isn't like, oh, we can't figure out how to do this or whatever. It's like, oh, like we just got a great new idea and it's worth putting in here.
Do you think they'll ever publicly say whatever that was?
Oh,
know?
they very easily could.
Yeah, I think they will.
Like when they do, whatever replaces Iwata Asks or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, they were actually like with Skyward Sword, they were pretty open about how like a lot of the things got implemented. Like a lot of it just comes from Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
really crazy. The skydiving, like just so much of that is actually
Well,
just
they're
mini
delaying
games.
the game for NX. It's gonna be on NX
Yeah.
too, 100%.
Yeah, well,
NX
that's a
needs
for sure.
They're
huge
delaying it for
titles
that.
when it launches, or that thing is dead in the water.
Yeah, it'll be weird. It'll be weird if it's not on the NX basically at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talked about Link Between Worlds like being kind of an an analog to how that game is going to work. And like you can expect more of this kind of thing where you can just go wherever you want and use the kind of items you want. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so Blair, to quickly answer your question, yeah, we would love for Nintendo to make huge, ambitious games, but
Yeah, absolutely.
you might be a little reductive in the way that you're looking at them doing 2D games.
Also, wait, Blair. I can smell a tornado.
Blair,
We got to get out of here.
I can taste a baby crying somewhere.
That sounds like something Doctor Who would say.
Sentinel, though, check it out.
Sentinel. Not on Netflix. Okay, so
Probably not.
it is time for bets. Ian, can you let us into the vault? Okay.
I did so.
So here's our bet. We can't hear the noises, is why Ian had to say that.
Joey, we didn't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
We'll fix it later.
I trust that you did play that noise though.
I played the heck out of
We
it.
are officially in the bet vault. So we have a really fun thing happening tomorrow. Well, no, it's a very serious thing.
Hopefully it'll be both.
Okay, so
It'll be seriously fun.
this will be seriously fun. We need to map out the rest of GameTrailers 2016 and beyond. We're all having a fancy off-site meeting that will last all day long at Dave and
fancy,
Buster's tomorrow.
yeah, fancy in quotes.
I've worked here, I think, for 5 years now at total, like at GameTrailers. Never had an off-site meeting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah.
fancy, man. That's a
But
fancy
Dave and
phrase.
Buster's though,
Dave
Yeah.
and Buster's, though.
not fancy.
There's
No,
games
no,
though.
no. Yeah. Everybody has, like, if you're, like, who's who, you're having a meeting at Dave and Buster's.
We'll see.
Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay, but the important stuff is going to end. Like, basically, all day long, we're hashing stuff out.
Yeah.
But at some point, we're going to be inside of a Dave and Buster's. So here's this week's bet. This is in response. We got a really strong response to when we did the Battlefront bet. People want more of those. And so I'm going to try to create more of those throughout the year. Don Casanova, editor extraordinaire, when they said, hey, we're going to go to Dave & Buster's, his eyes lit up, and he said, there is one game I love at Dave & Buster's. We can guess what it's about. It's about horse racing. The game is called Derby Owners Club because it's not just about horse racing. It's about buying a horse, you name it, you raise the horse, and then you race it. This week's bet, on Don's first play of the game, how many tickets will he earn? Now, I've talked to Don. He said the over-under is 14. And I said, well, Don, like, what do you typically win in the game? He said, I typically win like 10 or fewer tickets. How many tickets will Don win? I'm the first to reveal. And I am betting big on Don. 20. Whoa. Don, you got this. Your horse will win you 20 tickets.
This is also the first one he's doing.
Yes.
So he, at a typical play session when Don sits down, he might not just do one horse.
Right.
So he's not going to hit his stride,
Yeah,
pun
yes,
intended,
the first one.
until maybe, you're
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah, I don't know if you specified
yeah.
that. This is on one play.
The one
However
play.
much a play
Right after
costs.
dinner.
Yeah.
It's one of
He's
those.
been sitting and eating
Yeah.
wings,
talking
man. It's
about
gonna be a
business
little-
all day.
Yeah, we've been
This
screaming
is
at
his
each other.
first game.
I have to assume we're going to scream at each other at least 3 times throughout
Tomorrow
this
is going to be
Yes.
the worst.
Yes.
It's going to be a blast. I'm so
It's going to be a
excited.
nightmare. Locked
Brad,
in a room at Dave and Buster's.
how many tickets is Don going to win?
Betting on 8.
Oh.
Ooh, betting low on Don. Low confidence.
Don speaks the truth.
I'm going with 10.
Straight at the average.
Tied with the Super Seed.
Ooh, that's
It's a
very
good bet.
interesting. Okay, let me lock those
Do we
in.
both get points, or are we getting back into lightning bolt territory?
Yeah, do you still have a lightning bolt?
No, I
Hold on, let me
gave
lock
it
these
up.
in.
I sold it for something, for my
okay.
soul.
That was last season, too.
You bet it. You bet your lightning bolt. You didn't sell it. You're just like,
yeah, I
oh
just-
yeah, you know, there's no way I'm going to win. I bet my lightning bolt I won't win.
Why would you do that? Fool.
Shows how much I cared about that lightning bolt.
He was right.
I love
though.
that.
Well,
lightning
it's
bolt,
gone
yeah.
now, and I never
Yeah.
got an opportunity to use it, so
R.I.P.
Yeah. But you could have used it at the end of the year, Jones.
for the tiebreaker. Oh, yeah, to not give it
We
to
had
Blood.
Bowser's
Yeah, I
Big
could have given it
Blast.
to Super
You
Seed.
could
You're
have
right.
used your lightning bolt at that moment.
Regrets.
Riggards. Let's talk about last week's bets. Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster came out this week. What I was going to do is look at the top 9 reviews for this game, 3 on PC, 3 on PS4, 3 on Xbox One on GameRankings.com. How many times would I see the word inventory? I saw the word inventory across those 9 reviews 15 times. So we're going to go back through everyone's bets. Don't you peek. Don't you peek. Right. So we're looking for a number close to 15. Jones had 21, which is pretty close. Blood had 6, which is very far away. I had 9. Blair in the super seat had 13.
Why
Yes.
I'm
Super
stoked
Seat,
at me
2
and
points.
Super Seed are the same vote.
Yeah.
Super Seed's blessed.
Super seat is blessed. Hashtag blessed. Dang, that was a fun one.
13 out of 9. Huh?
I was doing very well. Blood, there was one review that had the word inventory 5 times. I was going to win that bet, and then it's just like inventory, 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 inventory. Like, oh, how could you? How could you write a review like that? Oh, 5 times. Oh, man. So, what you win is not only the point. Let me go through the current score. Super Seat 2, blessed. Blood 0, Jones 0, Bossman 0.
Whoa, dude.
What if Super Seed cleans the year?
Amazing.
What if it's a Super Seed sweep?
Wouldn't that be weird?
A
Because
super sweep.
if it's a super sweep, we exist in that timeline. You know what I mean? When people say like, there's probably like a timeline where the super seat always wins. Like that's our timeline. That's how cool that would be.
I would love that. Just anything so you just dethrone this
Because like, there is a
smug
timeline
betting bastard.
in which like the lottery was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that, somebody lives in that world. They live in that bizarre world. Weird. Multiverse. Oh God, physics. So let's talk about what you've won, Brad. Is you've won the right and responsibility to tell everyone what your Twitter handle is. You get to promote any video you'd like on GameTrailers.com. You get to have the final word on anything we've said throughout this podcast that you disagree with. You get the final word on that. We cannot say anything about it. And you get to give us your trademark sign-off.
Really quick, if it's 9, everyone wins but you, right? It's 9?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. That everyone will get a point but me.
Yeah.
In 9
I'm
tickets,
gonna have a talk with Donnie Boy.
9 tickets is really like,
so we get back. All right, Don.
No. I know there's no way Don is not going to go for the jackpot on this. You know he loves this game.
I'll tell you what jackpot he's gonna go for. The $500 I'm gonna give him.
If it's 9, we'd have to do a 3-way tiebreaker.
You
We would have
drop
to
in
do a
the
3-.
9th.
I think we'd go back to Bowser's Big Blast. I think that's officially the new tiebreaker. That was so fun.
I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Ah.
Oh, you know what? I want to try a new thing. Is I realized like game trailers wise, it's silly to just promote one. Like we should promote more things, like how you do at the end of GT time.
Yeah.
GT Live, I mean.
All right.
So is it weird that we only let the person who wins promote something?
No.
Okay. So Brad, go ahead. What is your Twitter handle?
Oh, at Bradley Ellis 87. Okay. The video I want to promote is this week's countdown.
What is it?
Our most anticipated games of 2016.
Why do you want to promote this?
Because it was a really fun meeting. When I looked at that list, and I was like, this is going to be a stellar year.
Oh yeah, going back to Ali's question. Absolutely.
Yeah. especially for like JRPGs. I'm like,
Yep.
Yes.
So
Let's go.
Brad, answer me this. What is the point of ranking the games that you're anticipating?
To have fun. For me, just have fun.
Okay, that's the right answer.
It doesn't have to be serious business or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just fun.
Appreciate that.
What was the other thing I get to do?
The last word on anything you disagreed with.
I don't think I disagreed really with anything in this podcast.
We were very agreeable?
yeah.
We're just that kind of podcast?
It was fun.
He even agreed with my vote. It was a very agreeable
Yeah,
episode.
it was agreeable. I wasn't mad about anything.
Brad, there's nothing you disagreed with.
that we talked about? No.
Yeah. What about when Brandon says that Nintendo can't make good games anymore?
I didn't say.
He didn't say that.
He said they'll never
said
make.
He just didn't have faith in
He
it.
said they'll never make anything game as good as Mario Galaxy again.
Well, we corrected that immediately.
They'll never make a Mario game.
I corrected that immediately. I said Galaxy, and he's like, I never played it.
I
yeah.
said,
We already
I
went
said
over
that
it.
Nintendo doesn't make good games anymore.
Yeah, Brad, will Nintendo make a Mario game as good as Galaxy ever again?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
There's the final word.
Okay.
Trademark sign off.
You gotta believe, man.
You gotta believe.
I want to say new sign off, but I think it's a little too blue. You already know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
You know what were we saying all day yesterday?
Yes. You know what? If you're a child, if your children are listening, turn off the podcast.
Okay.
Where the show's done. Brad has a whole new sign off.
This is in honor of General Hux. Fuck the Republic and fuck the Senate.
Um.
I love.